wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show of people. Belize our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. It's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's all we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB. And all the things that will happen like I got blue skies. And nothing make people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play your role, get where you need to. You can tune in from work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait? It's a time calling. It's a show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion.
Morning. Wake up, Belize. If another don't wake up, well, maybe we don't need to sleep late this morning. Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes talk show from 3304 Amandala Drive, Suite Southside, Belize City. XTV Belize, live streaming on XTV Belize Facebook, YouTube, and on Creme Radio, sister station downstairs. It's Wednesday morning, March 26, 2025. I'm Sister YaYa Marin Coleman, sitting in for Most High this morning. And give thanks. We wake up and tomorrow we get showers a blessing this morning. There's been a leap Passover, but it was surprising. I never going to listen to the weather forecast, but no worry about nothing. We're going to get the weather forecast right now from the forecaster Tariq Matthews from the National Meteorological Service of Belize. And then we're going to the first news brief of the morning from XTV, prepared under the direction of news editor with Sister Maricela Maya and her team. So, time for the weather report.
Belize, generally fair weather conditions prevail. The 24-hour forecast, sunny with a few cloudy spells today and partly cloudy skies tonight. Showers will be isolated with slightly more expected over the north this morning and over the south later today and tonight. The maximum temperatures for today will reach 86 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 93 inland and 80 up in the hills. The low temperatures for tonight will be around 80 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 72 inland and 66 up in the hills. The winds will be from the east-northeast at 10 to 15 knots, and the sea conditions will be choppy to moderate. A high tide will occur this morning at 8:14, a low tide this afternoon at 1:42, another high tide tonight at 7:57, and another low tide early tomorrow morning at 2:46. The sun rose this morning at 5:52 and will set this evening at 6:04. The moon will set this evening at 3:33 and will rise early tomorrow morning at 4:30. In the sargassum forecast, the chances of more sargassum affecting beaches across the country remains high as satellite imagery and surface observations continues to show an increase in sargassum mats over the area. In the fire risk forecast, the risk for forests or bushfires will be moderate. The outlook for Thursday and Thursday night, skies will be partly cloudy to cloudy and showers will be isolated, except for slightly more occurring over the south. For a review of our forecast and other products, please visit our website at nms.gov.bz. With that, we end this morning's forecast from the Belize National Met Service.
The first private Belize since 1989. Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
The Caribbean Court of Justice is hearing an appeal and cross-appeal in a constitutional dispute emanating from Belize. The hearing started Tuesday and ends today. It's the case involving 4 privately owned butane companies versus the government of Belize, particularly the Controller of Supplies and the Minister of Economic Development. The case has to do with a challenge to legislation that was passed for the establishment of the National Gas Company Limited, NGCL, which essentially paved the way for a monopoly and placed operational requirements that the companies found too onerous. One of the businesses actually went out of business. The Court of Appeal held that the government infringed the constitutional rights of the companies when it comes to their right to work and right to property, but did not rule in their favor regarding their claims that their rights to equal treatment and freedom of association were violated. The case is being heard in person in Trinidad. Senior Counsel Eamon Courtney, along with Assistant Solicitor General Samantha Matute and Ileana Swift, are representing the Attorney General. The Controller of Supplies and the Minister of Economic Development are being represented by King's Counsel Edward Fitzgerald and Andrew Marshallek and King's Counsel Angeline Welch. The companies are being represented by Senior Counsel Douglas Mendes, Senior Counsel Godfrey Smith, Luke Hamel Smith, and Hector Guerra. Tamar Nunes, a Jamaican woman who says she has been living in Belize for over a year and married a Belizean, is making a claim that the case of a cousin she invited to visit Belize was inappropriately assessed by Belize's immigration authorities. Gregory Dunn traveled to Belize on a Copa flight via Panama and landed on March 17. However, he was deemed inadmissible and was placed on a return flight through Panama on March 21st. Until then, he was detained at a Belize City hotel. According to Nunes, when Dunn reached the Philip Golson International Airport, he only had over $200 as spending money because the payment of over $400 for the flight had not been charged to his card, and he had to pay the fare in cash from the pocket money he was bringing. Nunes argues that because he was on an invitation, they could have covered his expenses. That aside, she's highly aggrieved that an immigration officer invalidated the arrival stamp by crossing it out in red and marking it with the letters RLL.
I invited 2 or so other relatives that me and my husband have cleared before. We had a little mishaps, but it wasn't like this. This was unprofessional, very embarrassing on Belize. Now, when I invited Mr. Dunn to come to Belize, he was working in a restaurant in Jamaica, in Mobile, and I invited him on 2 weeks vacation. He came here with his police record just to prove that this young man is a citizen of Jamaica, having entangled with the law, nothing. He also had his proof to show that this young man is a chef. All his documents he traveled with. They say that he didn't have any cash. This is all the bank statement stating that this young man card, Mr. Dunn, have on cash. Did she take him to the ATM and did a withdrawal? Did she do her job properly? No, she didn't. And she made claims that I am human trafficking. I can't be human trafficking if this man have a police record. That can never be human trafficking.
How much was she asking for according to Mr. Dunn?
She asked Mr. Dunn for $6,000 Belizean money. That he has to have $3,000 US to come inside of the country. And to give her, because at the end of the day, I saw when he was taking out the $200 US to show her that I have this amount of money on me. However, I'm here to somebody.
Someone else stamped him in, allowed him in.
Allowed him in. She did this. So what this would have meant, she canceled the 6 months. So that is what I'm grafting from this, that she's canceling the 6 months. But you can cancel the 6 months, but you're not allowed to do it like this in the passport. She destroyed this young man's passport. And she have to get to be held accountable because this is illegal.
So how, in your view, would that cancellation have been indicated in their system?
You're right. It should have been in the system and a letter. He would have gotten a letter because he did not get deportation in his passport. So if you're not deporting him, you could have just simply write a letter stating that he did not fit the requirement and put it inside the passport like this and give it back to him. I was denied entrance in 2 countries. My passport was never touched. It's against the CARICOM law to vandalize a different nation passport. This is a government property of Jamaica.
Immigration sources say the RLL stands for Refused Leave to Land and is employed when a person does not meet the requirements for entry. Immigration CEO Tanya Santos told Creme News XTV that she is aware of the case and added that they are privy to information that a false declaration was made. She added that the RLL marking is standard. As to the bribery allegations, she says they are just that, allegations. Ahead of the 2025 general elections, several cases of voter registration objections were brought to public light. In an interview ahead of the elections on March 12, Chief Elections Officer Josephine Tamai spoke about the challenges they face when it comes to verifying that people live at the addresses they provide.
As well, it goes both ways, because I would only hope that as citizens we don't allow for those things to happen, because every single application that comes to this department, our officers go out and conduct investigation. We have investigation sheets whereby the persons would sign. The law speaks to the chief occupant, and so when our officers go to the person's house, if the chief occupant says that that person lives there, it is a challenge for us to dispute that that person does not live there. We do not have the authority to go inside person's house and search their houses to see. And I will tell you, some people would get crafty. Some would tell me, well, you know, I put a picture of the person in the house, so even if you come, the picture is there. And there's so many different things. We have seen cases as well where our officers disallow some persons, and when they go to court, they actually present receipts in court to say they were renting the houses. They didn't provide that to us, and so the court would say, no, you have to put those persons on the list. So it goes both ways. And I always believe that as citizens, we have to do our part as well. And every single month, our list is published on or before the 15th of that month. And so between the 15th and the 25th of every month, persons have an opportunity, persons who are registered in that electoral division, to make objections. It's unfortunate that in Belize, it's only when election time is coming that people really pay attention to those things. But as citizens, we all have to do our part as well.
MI also supports increasing penalties for people who violate the law and regulations regarding voter registration.
Now, if we find that the chief occupant has lied to us, and many of them, you know, go to court and nothing really happens, right? And so they're not able to prove otherwise to the court. And so the person's name remains on the list. Sometimes you have various situations as well, and I know that it all depends on each of the magistrates. Because you have persons who might live in, well, I won't say live, but they work in one area, then they go home on weekends. And in previous cases, some of the magistrates have said that those persons are eligible to decide where they want to get registered, because they might spend 5 days here, 2 days here, 3 days here, 4 days there. That's the reality of it. But at the end of the day, when the matters go to court, whatever evidence they provide, the court will make that decision, and then we act on that. And that's a monthly process.
Should the penalty be increased for those that are found to be fraudulent?
Most certainly from my perspective, because I believe in the Representation of the People Act, the fines that are there are very, very low, and so we need to improve and increase on those.
The popular tourist destination of Cancun and other areas in the southern Mexican states of Quintana Roo, Yucatan, Tabasco, Campeche, and Chiapas suffered an extended power outage that started at around 3 p.m. Monday. Power was gradually restored and all areas were back online by 2 a.m. Tuesday. The massive power outage plunged thousands into darkness and impacted the supply of potable water and the telecommunications sector. Traffic in Cancun descended into chaos as traffic lights were rendered inoperable and members of the police force had to step in to direct traffic at the more critical intersections. Authorities on Tuesday explained that the reason for the outage was the failure of a piece of equipment at a cogeneration plant for a new Pemex, which supplies electricity to CFE. In Belize, consumers countrywide experienced a power outage Monday that started at 3:30 p.m. Power was restored to some areas by 3:48 p.m. and to all areas by 4:24 p.m. We have confirmed with BEL that the outage in Belize was directly related to the issues experienced by CFE. BEL says it relied on support from its local independent power producers, IPPS, and its own generation sources to restore power. To our question as to how it is keeping up with power demands as the dry season gets underway, BEL stated, quote, "Our teams continue to work along with our stakeholders on long-term solutions to strengthen Belize's energy security by expanding in-country renewable generation capacity and diversifying our energy resources." And that brings us to the end of this morning's newscast. And I forget to look for my notes for say, when that the other news time for XTV and Creme Radio. But when we come back after this break, I will look for my notes, tell you know, and then we'll open up the phone lines for community reasoning this morning. Stay tuned.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. The news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports.
back to Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes for this morning, Wednesday, March 26, 2025. Now for we time until 9 o'clock this morning, so you could tune in for XTV local TV channel, Creme Radio local channel, XTV Belize on Facebook, XTV Belize on YouTube. Download the app. Anywhere there in the world, once you have internet access, you could get some Belizean vibes this morning. Let me hurry up and give you the phone number. It is 280-5848. 280-5848. Call. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. Please try not call no name because the station don't want to be liable. We don't have evidence. You might know where they said that true, but we don't got evidence that where they said that true, so you don't need to call no name. That is absolutely important. And I know they have no ceremony, so this is a community conversation, community reasoning. I need to know for calling. The number is 280-5848. So one of the things I want to talk about this morning is something that concern for a lot of way, especially people who have school age children when they go to school, or even for we can be honest with for ourselves, we're going through the primary school, I believe. And then we look for maybe the generation before we were going to primary school and see how they fare off in our life, how we fare off, how the children behind we want to fare off. And so I really want to take one quick look at the education system, I believe. The more you live, the more you learn, the more you have understanding what the reality. So I think I graduated from primary school, 79, 80 from All Saints. Matter of fact, I say when somebody were going to All Saints with me this morning, you know, like really give me a good vibes. You remember people's face even if you don't remember their name, and you could remember because a lot of people still look the same way, right? And you look funny, and it's like double take, like, and so I double take when I see the Lisa star, I'm like, you remember me? She said, I remember all of them. I said, I remember all of them too. It was really good. That's one of the joys of being home. This, you know, we piece of swamp. And so we have to invest in it and make sure as much as we could for left it better than we find it. So anyways, I'm looking at social promotion. And if I said something went wrong, you could call me and correct me. Ministry of Education, I know we have a new Minister of Education. I don't recall what's referred to as social promotion. So whether one student genuinely master the educational goals or skills what they need to have in every single class before they get promoted, I mean, I know people fail. For the first time in my life, I failed first farm, had to repeat, traumatizing. I got Anglican primary, well, I got a Miss Hall kindergarten pa Wagner's Lane, as far as I can stand, the best in the country. Then I got a St. John's Primary School, the front, where I'm across from St. Hilda's, which is now all ACC property. Then I got All Saints, when we family building home and gone outside. Now, when I finished in at 6, I grew up throughout the Anglican education system at a star. At a star because I could memorize pages. And so whenever they have any vote or thanks or anything for say, that media push forward for say because I could memorize. People may think I'm smart because I come in at the top 10, but that because I memorized, like so when it comes to science, history, geography, I could memorize pages. So when I see the test, I just think all the notes, right, but not asking nothing after the test because I don't know it. So I know to myself, say I'm not smart, but people might think I'm smart at the time, so I saw that gone. But then I gone one Catholic high school. I gone St. Catherine's, traumatizing. We failed the first year, repeat, left St. Catherine's, end up at King's College, co-ed Christian high school on the Old Northern Highway. Failed first fourth farm, end up the Belize Technical College, had the time of my life. Totally nurtured mind, body, spirit. So I just say, I know that if you don't meet the criteria, you repeat. Now, even at primary school level in particular, there's a practice called social promotion. When you send your child at the next class, even though the child don't have the skills, what do I set up the child for failure? Because as you progress to different class, the work, you're supposed, if you master it in a, let's say a master reading, or you know your letter, you can identify your letters, you know your letter song, you know your blend song from kindergarten, infant 1, infant 2. Then once you are literate, and literacy not only have to do with reading, but with writing, listening, comprehension, lot of things for be literate. So if you not master your literacy goals in the class, then when you for master it, there's no way you want to be one successful student, because you need comprehension for every part of your education experience. So parents that the first guard or guardian for children, and the people that are responsible for them, for raise them, for ensure that they're safe, they're clean, they eat, they have the things that they need for school, send them out. So the first protector of we youth, that the homes where they come from, the communities where they come from. That are the first, that for we youth, I don't feel that nobody ought to care for we youth more than we. So we in the household responsible for them children. And go to school. Spend in at school more than in the home. So the school not responsible for them children in every way. The school responsible for them children. Now, because when Belize gets political independence in 1981, we as in the people in government, never genuinely had one awareness, nationalism campaign for find out what are the values what Belizean people want for this new territory we are set up Belize. What kind of judiciary we want, what kind of government we want, what kind of education system we want, what kind of healthcare system we want. None of that never happened. It never happened for most places that were colonized before. Conscious people that say we get flag and anthem independence, because that's all changed. All the infrastructure remain the same, mindset that is same, just that the people then locally, who they run things. At the talk lot, the number at 280-5848. So now I have to go back for move forward, which is called Sankofa. You have to go get where your ancestors and ancestors left for you, where you could still use, and where you can't use, you let go, and you be creative for create something new or work for in a present day time. So we have flag and anthem independence. We maintain the church-state school system. Now, the state have a responsibility for the education of Belizean people. The state, not the church, the state. But because historically in Belize, that a church start off with school first, then just left it so, and not from like the 1800s, then just left the, meaning in 1981, then just left the system as a church-state system. So majority of the public schools that Belize, that church-state system, that means if you want to go to that school, primary school or high school, you have to accept the religious order, doctrine of that particular school for you get accepted, which is a human rights violation, which is a constitutional violation. Just like saying to Belizean children, students, you have to wear your hair one certain way. You have the right to freedom of expression. You have the right to choose if you want to accept any religious order or not. That is your human right. So for set to a Belizean student, you have to accept this faith, even if it's upon paper, even if it's just for performance, for conduct this school, that was human rights violation. The church first order, and most people identify as Christian that believes, and that's a human right as well. They're on choice for them make willingly. Most of the that believes, most of the people anyway accept the Christian faith. They know that there's certain practices they're required to follow. So the first order of the church is to convert people. That the church first order, not educate people, convert people based on their knowledge of what Christianity is. The second order is education. So really, in a 2025 Belize, the state should have the responsibility, and the state solely, for the education of Belizean children. Within the church-state system, you have different denominations. So you could have, like, there's a large Catholic, Anglican, Seventh-day Adventist, evangelical, Muslim, wide variety. And the quality of education varies depending on what part you live, the city, maybe where you could afford, what part you live, the village, or another district. All these things matter. So some people can afford or make the sacrifice for sending children to private schools. And they no longer do standardized testing. But there was a time when the primary schools does really get high ranking in the standardized tests, and then you start to see some public schools throughout the country, some students get high ranking in the standardized tests. I think since COVID, there is standardized testing no more. What part are going with this? Most of we, and I say most, too much of our children, they get promoted from one class to the next, and they don't have the skills what they need to succeed as a human being. Starting off with literacy. Once with children unable to read adequately, comprehend what they read, could build upon it with critical thought, they're not going to be in the best position. People have different levels of knowledge, bring different things to the table that will make the 7-8 billion people in the world such a rich environment to be in, because everybody different. But the Belizean children, majority of children in a public school, no have the skills what they need to succeed. Now, the question is, how could, first have the responsibility that from home, and then the state. How could the state consistently allow with Belizean children for graduate from standard 6 and not there at the level of mastery what they should have? Now, they could come out and say anything what they want because, well, they're not a state, and they could say it. The reason I could take such a strong position at this time, that because as a community worker, I work for going one year with the St. Bite community. Garifuna community on the Placentia Peninsula. I'm going to try to find out more about St. Bite. Now, this is what I just found out this morning. Now, if only me know this, will never tell me, because I just found this out this morning. Remember, I want to call in and talk about anything I want. The number is 280-5848. 280-5848. So wake up Belize Morning Vibes and a community reasoning time. I never know the word seen that one method of fishing. So you know how I say the fisher folks that you say mostly I say elders, they make net and then they throw the net the sea. I never know that method of fishing is called seeing. And according to Wikipedia, the people there were Garifuna people, because St. Bite and Garifuna community on the Placentia Peninsula, that the traditional style of fishing, and so that where the seeing come from for the community village of St. Bite. And then Bite, that one, when you look upon the coastline, that one curve in at the coastline. One bay would be like one big curve in at the coastline. But one bay that one like more shallow, smaller indentation. Me just learned this when I read it on Wikipedia this morning. So I don't know, like I know this long time. I just found this out this morning. So you have the community of St. Bite, according to Wikipedia, I don't know if this is correct, about 1,000 people. I don't know how long Wikipedia have that number, they live that St. Bite. Bottom line, small, growing Garifuna community. St. Bite is traditionally Garifuna community. So majority identifiably African descendant racialized as black people, which is UBAD Educational Foundation interests. We represent the interests of African descendants racialized as black people. So last year, it was actually on August 1st, African Emancipation Day, that somebody said to me when we gone for the drumming and libation, you see what happened at St. Bite? And I said, no, I don't know what happened at St. Bite. And I said, somebody put on Facebook that one student from the St. Alphonsus Roman Catholic Primary School graduated from Standard 6, and one high school, I think it was maybe Georgetown Technical High School, did not accept the student because the student was not literate at grade level. And that particular high school get billed as a feeder school for St. Bite Primary School. Not the only one, but that's the one of them where a school get billed for feed into it. Some people felt that the intention for posting it, for bringing embarrassment to the community. What happened instead, I look at it and I say, maybe don't make a check wrong. Maybe there's an opportunity for organize in a particular community. So I check wrong and I say, make a ask some people who I think would have one interest if they don't want we get together as a group and look for a solution. I come up with, I think, how many people were in the group? 10 people in the group. So some of the people were, remember, I'm not from St. Bite. I don't identify as a Garifuna. So when you come from a community, when you live in a community, when you identify culturally with that community, then you have to look for somebody who credibly in that, at least that's how I work, credibly in that community for working in that community, either where I believe seated in the same bite. So I say, you know what, I want definitely need buy-in from the Catholic Church, from the Ministry of Education, from people within St. Bite community, from the principals of the two feeder schools, meaning Independence High School and Georgetown Tech High School. So these are the people there where I say, okay, I need buy-in from them. Things work out that, we had to get the principal of the high school. And then I have one sister who start one private school, the Placencia. At the time, it was called Peninsula International Academy. And when the school first started, the people with bag of money send their children to the school. A lot of European immigrants, some Belizean people. Over the years, my sister would start the school, hand it over to somebody else. And so one Belizean now own and run the school. And the school, the majority, everyday working class people with just about every ethnicity from Belize represented in that school, as well as you could see it in the staff. It's now called Peninsula Elementary Limited, PEL. So because I know the two sisters, the one who start the school and the one who own the school and the principal, and I know how well their children are doing, I said today, we have this concern, St. Bite. And right away, they are both willing to be part of the larger group. As a matter of fact, PEL went so far and committed to working with the SARC team for 5 years. Beautiful. It get better. Turn out that before I became aware of the situation on August 1st, there was a sister who was from St. Bite, invested in St. Bite, who 2 or 3 years before last year said, and her name is Dr. Anita Barrett. She was once the principal at Gwen Liz, seasoned educated, I believe. The principal approached her with the literacy concern. Out of one pocket, she and her family, they create one after school space, beautiful, tuba boda, Can't miss it when they go down. The probably plan is stretched the same bite. Created an after-school program, invested in a literacy software. But she needed community support. So they struggle, but they never make as much progress as they would have hoped 2 or 3 years ago. Here come the bigger team, and we offer support. So on the ground, we also had the chairperson as a member of the bigger group. On the ground, we had National Garifuna Council representative as a part of the bigger group. On the ground, Sister Doc Anita Barrett is the community organizer in St. Bite. You have some volunteers at Tuba Boda. We have the PEL team from Placencia. Now, this is our learning process. You don't have conflict. I tried my best to get buy-in from the Catholic Church. They seemed interested at first. Then I returned phone calls, so I left them alone. I never find the representative for the Stan Creek district where they get on calls. They campaign. Good morning. Thanks for call. Tell me what happened.
Hey, good morning, YaYa.
Morning.
I wonder if I will be like Cecil Urui from Bangriga, and it's so miss. I am happy because Cecil Urui is speaking the truth, miss. I want to speak about the health system in Punta Gorda.
About what?
The health system in Punta Gorda, miss.
Wait. The what system?
The health system, the health system. The hospital.
Oh, the hospital. I got you now. Go ahead.
We go on work attached to this hospital, miss, one of the work.
What?
One of the work. We have quite a number of beds, you know, there's still put less than that. There's still less than that, miss. This is out of order. The air representative used to circle that place, miss, every so often you meet on there, and none of the workers, none, absolutely none, tell her of the need to renovate that place.
Wait, 1 second, brother. Wait, brother, 1 second. I know to hear you clearly. The what that is concerned at the hospital?
Yes, the morgue at the hospital, the morgue, is it working?
Oh, the morgue. The morgue.
Yes, the morgue and the personnel at the hospital, the leaders, the common laborers at the hospital, not time in them to tell the IRS or to tell the boss to get the place renovated. We can't have the people who are holding the work, miss.
Wait, make I ask you this, brother. When you say the morgue, not the work,
yeah.
What you mean when you say not the work? You don't got no ice, you don't got no...
You don't got nothing, not the work.
Wait. But brother.
Want to keep the body, preserved, not the work.
Wait, brother, listen to me. If the morgue not the work, then the body them may and the rats. We may and the smell something, we may and the hear something.
But that is exactly what is happening, miss.
How long does this happen?
Listen to me, we just had to bury somebody yesterday or day before, because it was rotting.
How long does this happen?
Huh?
How long the morgue not the work?
The morgue not the work. The morgue not the work over YaYa.
Come on, brother. Brother, want air the morgue not the work at the Angriga Hospital? Want air?
Sister, no, this a PG, miss.
Oh, a PG are they?
It's a PG, yes. I will tell you this a PG. You know what they have to do recently? With our dead bodies? Send them to the morgue in San Antonio. Or send them all the way to Dan River. Or all the way to Cayo or to Belize. Come on, man. It's out of order. I'm not going to tell you something about post-mortem. Post-mortem at a PG take long for happen. I wonder why. And as I said, the area used to all, I don't know if you used to go there to have meetings at this place, and nobody tell her. No, the area has been given a position all the way on. So we the people to get served, but yet we 5,032 of us voted for him.
Wait, brother, I'm going to ask you this. I hear you, but it's hard for I accept that over here the morgue not the work and people not the smell bodies, the rat, that this hasn't come to the news, that this hasn't been addressed. I just, how?
With the PG, nobody, especially with public servants, have nothing to say because they are comfortable with their political appointments. They are comfortable with their political appointments. And that is exactly what is happening in this health system here, right here in PG, miss. Right here in PG, we have to send the bodies, these bodies to San Antonio, or the Tayo, or the Dangriga, or the Belize, or the Belmopan, out of order, miss. So when will I want to know when will the area rep start to work for us?
All right, brother. I hear you loud and clear. Belize hear you. I want personally send one text to the Minister of Health and ask her if...
And I want we look for things like sports. Sports is out of order here in PG. It's football. Nothing that happen in football. We just pick people and put people don't even know about the sport.
Who the area rep?
Volleyball, softball, the youth department, we youth who are to be our future in PG are suffering. You know when we see a little youths come out for work, miss, but when they got the campaign and for the voting, but then we see a lot of youth. After that, we don't see no youth constructively employed, miss. But yet we have a youth department. We have a sports department where the field, especially with the Toledo.
Brother, who the on the area rep?
The Honorable Osmond Martinez. The Honorable Osmond Martinez, yes, who has been given the position or the authority to run, to look into the affairs of the sugar industry.
Okay, brother. All right. Thanks for the call. I'll make a note. Anytime you get fixed, make sure you call back and tell where you get fixed here.
I hope you get fixed. I hope you get fixed.
I have faith, man. Yeah, fix it there. Listen to the people.
And I will listen to you when you talk about it, miss.
Thanks, brother. One love.
Respect.
Guidance. Under the people and save the people. That's why it's so important that we have these spaces where the community could call and say how they feel. I just find that hard to accept. Like over a year, if anybody else got another perspective on the morgue where they set out to work, the Paini, Punta Gorda town, capital of the Toledo district, on a call 280-5848. At 7:30 we're going a break. We have a 2 cents scam segment. Right now it's about 7:22. So I really value that call coming in. So I'm gonna share the experience that same bite. So there's a team of people on the ground to address the fact that the students that are primary school not read at grade level. We gone down, had a community meeting, I think late August of last year. Big turnout. We share with the community what them are the concern. The chairperson was there, the NGC rep was there, principal, teachers, family members. It was a big turnout at the Welcome Center space. And we said today, we will have one team from Pell with the agreement of the principal go in and do one assessment. Because before you could offer help or intervention or support to the principal and the teachers, we need to assess where the children are when it comes to their literacy. So we're telling you, when we get the result, we'll come back and tell you the result. Life is lifing. That's a learning curve. There was a workshop before school started with the teachers and the principal. I was there at the workshop. I'm shocked how much I don't know about literacy. I really have to give respect to Sister Loretta Logan, who is the principal and owner of Peninsula Elementary Limited in Placencia, master educator. I've had her on Sunday Review before. And I really want to be one guest on WEB. I know you're very busy, but I want to ask her so one could hear for herself how she share about literacy. Long and short of the story, then Ghanaian assess the children. Well, we just finally, we shall do this report back from before school closed December, an assessment of the results that came back from testing the youth there. But it never happened till in 2025. And so last Friday, we had a community meeting, that same bite, to report back today what the results at the test. No, I was blown away. When, what can I say, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7 months later, we got back to the same location we had the first meeting. I tell you, I guess that a chairperson and the village council could take responsibility for how they have transformed. I don't see no space that Belize look that good. I mean, the place look like that stays in there. Really, if you don't get a chance, you can't sit on the roadside, but check out the welcome. If you don't need forgot any outing, contact the chairperson. Same bite for use the space, bathroom, pavilion, lighting, well thought out, spacious. I mean, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous location. I never take no picture before people start to come and I don't want to show people picture. So that's why I can't show no what the welcome space look like. But with respect to the same bite community. We never had as many people come out. And the reason why it's comfortable for come and share this is because, well, this doesn't get shared in the community already, so that's public knowledge. But I said this to the wider Belizean for say, when one community take interest in their children and they have wider support, watch and see what happen that same bite. Now, what broke my heart, I know it happened that same bite, it happened everywhere in this country. But the difference is that I have never had the opportunity for go in and get students that want school assessed and say whether they're in their literacy. And then for understand why our children, they get pushed up year after year, class after class, and they're not equipped to do the work and succeed. Now, they might have first on the report card because they maybe read fluidly, maybe they have some support at home, but then by the time one lot of them get a high school and struggle, but because they never fortified much. Some of them okay, some of them have support home, some of them have one teacher or additional support where really, hey, want to get an image from? I tell you, XTV WUB. When I look up on the screen just now, they had images of the Welcome Center. That's the chairperson you're seeing right now. That look on that Welcome Center. Look on that, I mean, maybe this doesn't make news and I just late to the party, but you know how I go. When I find out, I want then say it again. Really, really awesome community space. And then another just the physical I tell you about. I tell you how the people of same bite, everyday working class people, identifiably black people, they come together for look out at the interests of their children, whether they go to St. Augustine Roman Catholic Primary School and not a read at grade level. So when we got back today, and after the break I want to share the numbers, we got back today and said, listen, with the team we come from Pell, with the support of the principal and the staff, gone and test the children. And this is why I tell you, I said to we Belizean people, this is true for majority of schools if you're going and do it. And when they test this, they test students from standard 2 to standard 6. And they test them on 3 areas, on words per minute, on accuracy, and on comprehension. And Sister Anita, again, she had a leading community organizer on the ground. She had the numbers. Sister Selena, who was the founder of the private school of Placencia, wrote on posters. So we make sure that and then I come behind in a Creole and gone over it over and over again. We had like we had call and response, like what are the 3 things the students get tested on? The community say words per minute, comprehension, accuracy. What classes get tested? Standard 2 to standard 6 in the first trimester of the academic year 2024. And then we gone on and give them the number. We give them what made the results, which was bad. Piss poor. I'll give you the numbers after the break. But the hope is that this is a 5-year commitment. Now, the Ministry of Education have one reading app, something alive, I forget that what. But the point of this story is that people have to look after their own interests. And same bite, depend the radar right now for be the Garifuna community, which lead the rest of beliefs to show when you invested in your children learning and you have support, what the results could be. Because what is happening in the education system that believes not a work. And if we just come and see this, how the Ministry of Education, at least to my knowledge, and if I wrong, I'll be the first person to tell you I wrong. I have never seen such results. I never noticed before, but we have to go to a break. It's 7:32 or 2 minutes late. And the 2 cents come. Who that is sponsor? 4 Point Security. 4 Point Security. I hope that one new 2 cents come we got. 2 cents come time.
All right, you're watching WUB. This is XTV. Big up to our sponsors, 4 Point Security. All right, and the 2 question of the day where I want to find out from the Belize name if they think cartel exists at Belize based on the type of crime we face each and every day in our country. So I'm going to find out the people in 2 cents and see if they know if any cartel exists at Belize. Let's go find out people in 2 cents. You think we have any cartel involved in some of the crime when they go inside of Belize? What do you think?
That's a big 2 cent question and sound like a $2,000 question. No sense in that.
You think cartel are Belize?
Well, brother, I got the Belize and everything then and cartel are the one where I know they are.
Yeah, because that's a question based on the type of crime that happen.
Well, crime been in Belize, but that's that they get rampant.
Okay.
Crime been in Belize. Just that the quality of crime now, that like they go to school.
Okay. So,
cartel.
So you're 2 cents,
Cartel of Belize, brother.
All right, good.
Cartel.
Huh? All right. No, based on the type of crime would happen?
No, I don't think so.
All right, good. 2 cent question, you think cartel that I believe? What? You think cartel that I believe based on the type of crime would happen?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
All right, good. That you're 2 cents.
No.
All right. Please, miss? I don't know. You don't know? All right. That you're 2 cents. All right.
Morning Vibes for this morning, Wednesday, March 26, 2025. The phone number is 280-5848. 280-5848. Colleen, you could share anything you want to share this morning, as long as you know to call people name. I mean, if there's somebody earth strong, I could say that. If you think somebody showed a random act of kindness that you really appreciated or observed, or say a hard-working sister, brother out there, you want to big them up, you could do that. You don't have to wait till Friday for recognize people for being hard-working, good human beings. And that's the way the space there for 280-5848. For morning at the talk up St. Bite Village and St. Bite people, majority Garifuna people, Garifuna community in the Stand Creek district on the Placentia Peninsula. And really they recognize one community would choose for work together with wider community support for address the fact that then children, at least the students at that school, St. Alphonsus Roman Catholic Primary School, not at a grade level, and this not unique to them. And so I'd ask, they're tough conversations to have, but the conversation we need to have. So 143 students were tested at St. Alphonsus Roman Catholic Primary School, standard 2 to standard 6. These would be students ages 8 to 12 years, rough average, 8 to 12 years. And they were tested on 3 things. They were tested on words per minute. That means they make them read for a minute. They're not interrupting. If they read fluidly, fine. If they couldn't read nothing, if they stumble when they read, then test for, say, how many words they're reading per minute. Then test for accuracy, pronunciation. I don't know the way I'll go in accuracy, but I just think accuracy means you get it right the first time. And comprehension. So they must have some way for, say, if one of them read, for ask your questions or find some way for find out if you know what you read. You know, you could read something and when somebody says, oh, we're just done read, you know what, you could read pretty, you know. But when they ask you for tell them back what they read, or they ask you one question about where you just done read and you can't answer it, then there's a possibility that there are reading comprehension concern. It could be other things. A student could be stressed, not feeling well. It could be a variety of factors. But then the 3 things they went and tested 143 students on. 63 of those 143 students are reading at a 4 to 5 year old level on the 3 areas that I learned about. 63 students at a 4 to 5 year old level. 31 of the students at a 6 to 7 year old level. 22 of the students unable to read. 14 of the students at a 7 to 8 year old level. 13 of the students at a 5 to 6 year old level. That means 85 students out of 143 students are unable to read or at a 4 to 5 year old level. That's 59% of the students from standard 2 to standard 6 who were tested that day. 58 students out of 143 students are reading at a 5 to 8 year old level. That's 41% of the population of students who were tested. Want to hear the numbers? Now this is standard 2 to standard 6. And this would be true for most public primary schools in this country. So I just said to Ministry of Education, if only to go in and do their kind of literacy assessment, how come we don't hear about it? You know, they often say in the life of one student is 3-pronged. You have the family, you have the student, you have the school. The wider community have to know, as bad as it is, in order to address one concern and address it adequately. And this never happened overnight, say, and take one period of time for it to be corrected. St. Bite is well positioned primarily in our small community. Before we come, there was already a community member, Dr. Anita Barrett, and the principal of the primary school working together to address literacy 2 or 3 years. So we talk 2022, 23, or 2021, 22, 23. Then the work plan is before we come. So clearly the community had an invested interest. The principal approached, this is what Sister Dr. Anita Barrett said Friday at the community meeting. The principal approached her with the concern. She started the way it could do. So ground one, the community took ownership of the concern. Secondly, with the private primary school in Placencia, the neighboring community, giving of themselves, their staff, their resources, that one big game changer in this process. That this is support. So we have real live data for sure how at this primary school, how for their children, they're above grade when it comes to literacy. So this is proven, above grade. We want the same thing for we wanted for all we children in all the primary school, whether that the kind of education we want for youths. It shouldn't be that you have to have money to get one quality education, because most of we don't have money. So the students at St. Alphonsus Roman Catholic Primary School at St. Bite Village, fortunate right now. Now, sad to say, there's a greater chance that those in standard 6 going on again for left primary school and won't be reading at grade level because of hear their numbers. There's no way in at 3 months, there could be improvement. There could definitely be improvement, but there's no way they could get part and forget. Make I run their numbers for no again. And again, I come to share it because this is information that was shared at the community meeting Friday night in St. Bite. 143 students from standard 2 to standard 6 were tested on words per minute, comprehension, and accuracy. The phone number is 280-5848. Of that 143 students, and then roughly the ages 8 to 12, 63 of those students were at a 4 to 5 year old level. Now there's a wording for it, that there's a national standardized level for children at where they should be at a certain age. It's called the accepted recognized reading level, or the accepted standard reading level. That's a measuring stick. And it's based on the age. So 63 of the students, based on that level, were at a 4 to 5 year old level. 31 of the students at a 6 to 7 year old level. 22 of the students unable to read. 14 of the students 7 to 8 year old level. 13 of the students at a 5 to 6 year old level. And I'm pretty confident that if we do this assessment, now again, Ministry of Education, welcome for contact me. My number is 671-8050. If I wrong, I want publicly say I wrong. You can call right now, the number is 280-5848. If you want to schedule one appearance on WB for say, yeah, we have the same data, we share it, and on another here, we open to it. But we need to have the conversation. School won't close. Someone won't come. School won't open again. We need, as a community, to have this tough and real conversation about how we are failing our Belizean students. Morning, talk to it. Yes, you're on the show. You're live.
Oh, sorry, Sister Dara.
I recognize your voice. Get to the point.
Yeah, and I know the different Ministry of Education either. But the parents, a lot of them kids can't read. A lot of adults, big man and woman, have that problem there. So that, to me, the amount of subjects and the push on the kids there, the main two are focus standard reading and mathematics. You know, because first of all, you need to know how to read at least a bit. Even mathematics now, they call it a lot of reading. But they bombard the kids then with too much thing that they never got time. And that was my lead 2 cents. So,
big 2 cents,
one
Dara.
thing, the education, that's the blame, and boom, boom. When the parents they have that problem.
Dara,
Right.
for tell you how on point you are, one of the volunteers at the after-school program at Tuba Boda in St. Bite got up and said the same thing you said at the meeting.
YaYa, myself as a grown man had to teach myself to learn to read. I never learned that at no school. I never got time to that, like, you don't struggle, go through a lot of things, hungry, go to school, you know, got time to the thing. I had to educate my own self outside of school, and how I do that. Basically, just get on things started, go through it, and I catch up. I ain't got it 100%, but I had to teach myself, so that from the parent and struggle with that, you understand? For me, mathematics and reading, that was for we kids they need for infant, but the amount of things they bombard them with, God have mercy.
You know that they say that you need the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yeah. But I just find it to I don't know a lot of credit, but that one big issue that one issue where you know easy to solve. If one the parents have to get educated, because a lot of times kids go home with homework and the parents can't help them. You have to look for somebody who will help them with it. It's rough.
Real talk.
Education thing rough, so I don't play that like one time I used for a school a simple ABC. In the mathematics I think kids again now, we could do it for adults. But that's my 2 cents.
That's a big 2 cents, Dara. Thanks. Dance to come up now. Dara? He gone. But we did run the ad. Dance, I tell you no. If we don't know gone, that one Dara dance the ex-servicemen league, especially the grown folks. We don't need to find on the way that one of Dara dance. The one of the, I would have tell people, I say, the one time of the year when I feel that Belizeans are totally unified as Belizeans is Holy Saturday for cross-country race. That's the one time of the year I feel Belizean, even when they want the diaspora, I feel with Belizeanness cross-country, especially when the bugle blow. One another time, but on a smaller scale, that one a Dara event. So if you go to one Bob Marley tribute, one Lucky Dube tribute, especially when they're at Brazil, and for me that usually identifiable black people flood out Dara events. And for just that with people in a positive vibrations, breeze the blow, people dress nice, smell up good, food like from vegan bites, healthy, affordable, delicious. And then you go down and dance that ex-servicemen league. I had to tell you, for people who grew up like in the 60s, 70s, the real throwback. The DJ, they always top notch. But what I like about it is that you have all age of people that dance, like very young, middle age, elderly, and they don't come off of the floor. And the DJ that what Dara bring know for play every genre. I mean, song we don't hear a long time. I know like, that's my song, and then the other one, that's my song, and the other one come on, and that's my song. I mean, just, the vibe's nice. I really, and it's affordable, and they usually have, you know, food for sale, drink for sale. Big up Brother Dara for being one authentic person, for being true to himself. Dara no switch up, no keep go. Dara, da Dara. And Dara, that made, to my knowledge, the first Belizean where really I get what it's like to be hungry as a child. He went up on Sunday Review and he explained how his stomach feel, how his head feel, how his body feel. Here he said just now, I never got time for study school because sometimes hungry, and that is still true in 2025 for a lot of Belizean children. And then for he said, like, I still learn to read. I still learn to be literate. I teach myself. So one of the volunteers, and it's one of the things that the St. Bite community need, they need more volunteers. They have about 60 students at the after school program. Sister Doc Anita Barrett is that's not the only responsibility in her life. And the woman retired and has been pouring into St. Bite community, her and her family. And so you have another sister with a volunteer. I think you have 2 volunteers. And she's saying like they have 60 children, 60 students in the after school program. They need volunteers. If they are Belizean American abroad and uno want to provide one stipend for pay for a volunteer, maybe if they say they want to give the volunteer one stipend, the volunteer might, and Sister Anita does offer some stipend to the volunteer. Nothing big, because nothing big day, but it do offer, and she was very transparent about that at the community meeting last Friday at the Welcome Center in St. Bite. And so one of the volunteers at the after school program get the mic and said exactly what Dara just done say, that some of the parents at home, they don't know if to read neither. And so it was, the parents were then encouraged to conduct the after school program, because even though you struggle or might not know if to read, by being there, you to get exposed to the same knowledge, and it take only time, but once you determine to learn, you will learn. And so they encourage that. One other big ask we had of the parents is that parents forgot at this, and I asked them, and the parents, they will respond. For the parents, guardians, adults who are responsible for their children at St. Alphonsus Roman Catholic Primary School, at least once a week, but you can go as often as you want. You go to the school and ask the teacher to see a child portfolio. Now, that portfolio is supposed to get thicker every semester. And the principal was very clear on how you check the portfolio. They have one assessment mechanism. So what it in a portfolio that all your children work. If they do artwork in an infant one, if they color, if they draw, if they take one quiz, if there was a reading comprehension, that one compilation of all your child's schoolwork, and you to go and check it carefully to see if your child, the part you want your child there, or what part you think your child should there. You ask the teacher questions, you come back, and you're supposed to say improvement over a period of time. And if there's not improvement, you could ask the teacher what intervention available, like go to Tuba Boda for support. But this only will happen with parental, adults who are responsible for school-age children, guardians, active participation in this. Now, the St. Bite people, and they had a loudspeaker. And the chairman may want to go to the roadside because they want everybody here. This that for we community, for we children, we are the first line of defense for the youth. Now, before school closed, they want to test the youth thing again. And then going back to the community and report back to the community again. What is absolute, now remember now, we don't want independent group. Independent, accountable to the community. So you often hear the state say, or the church state system say that they have limitations. Well, here is a perfect example of community support. More is needed from the Ministry of Education and from the church state school. When the proposal was agreed upon, again, Sister Anita Barrett, bulk of the work, pan the ground. We reasoned about it. They had a smaller working group. They have the large group with about 10 people. There was a smaller working group with about 5 people. I left the working group for personal reasons as of last week, but there's still a working group there, and they're the people who are on the ground in the community and have shown that they have the knowledge, the willingness, the capacity. Everybody will come to this team, come with their own CV, bio, resume of work that they have done successfully, professionally in the education field. And so we have to go back and report today at the end of the 3rd trimester. But it's important to keep all eyes on St. Bite for sure what happened when our community organize and know so we got disagreements. It's a learning curve, but there's a 5-year window. So if all goes as planned, when the students were currently in a standard 2, reach standard 6, because it's a 5-year commitment, standard 2, standard 3, standard 4, standard 5, standard 6, they should be at reading level. There's a great chance they want to reach grade level literacy before. Now, I could see the teachers and the principal asking, so what credit we can get? But we have to get a break. When we come back, I'm going to tell you now.
Enhanced service and faster
Welcome back to Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Time check is 8:10 for this morning, Wednesday, March 26, 2025. The phone number is 280-5848, 280-5848. I did on my soapbox this morning talking about literacy, primary school children in Belize for too long. Social promotion, the past stopping a class, and really to master the literacy skills that are needed. The government of Belize, and you could go, you know how we like the on internet? You could go on internet right now and put in Literacy Alive. And I want to see the Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology website come up. And I tell you about Literacy Alive, and this is dated March 19, 2024. The government of Belize have 58 government primary schools. Literacy Alive, which came on stream the academic year, it says that, where it is, by deploying valid and reliable assessment tools, Literacy Alive aims to discern students' language proficiency levels, thereby facilitating tailored interventions to bridge the region gap. When the entire staff of the 58th government primary school has received an overview of the program, a significant focus lies on equipping standard 2 and 3 teachers with specialized training. One sec, caller, with specialized training to the academic year 2023-24. One second. This training delves into evidence-based reading and assessment practices grounded in the latest research finding from the science of reading. So the current literacy application that's been applied is for standards 2 and 3 only in the 58 government primary schools. Caller, thanks for holding. Go ahead.
Yes. I say greeting in the name of the Most High, Allah, Jah, Bungiyu, which is Gary from Africa. The subject very important. The English language is very important. The English language, even though it was imposed in our ancestors, no, we inherited because that's what they spoke during their days, because slave master didn't want no African person to speak in the Yoruba or Swahili. They wanted to speak in European languages, English, French, Portuguese. No, the point, it's very important they're dealing with the subject, because traveling, I have come across a lot of people, but let's say traveling in Belize, I come across people that they have difficulties either understanding or explaining themselves in English. When you maybe push the subject and tell them, man, but this, that, but they say, no, I understand Creole, I am a Creole. So I tell them, yeah, I know you are a Creole because you are a Belizean, you're born here, you grow up here, and just why you in the Afro-Belizean neighborhood. But if you go to school, you must know to use English because that's the language of the country, English-speaking country. But then somehow, so I feel shame when you tell them that also. But you're doing the correct thing, because they say you have to straighten the tree from small, not until it big. You know, you cannot fix up somebody when it don't big. So you better start with the children. But another thing I want to say, I noticed that the English language in Belize, let's say I talk about Belize because I live, in certain institution is taught with some discrimination level. I happened to step into a classroom of a prestigious college. I don't want to call the name because but I say excellent of a call name. In that prestigious college, I went to a meeting, and on the blackboard, they had the differences of English, and I felt offended when they put English, London, and then they put another English, American, this, that, and then at the end they say, and black English. That's when I feel offended. So that means that college teaches discrimination, because he's teaching that probably what we speak, or we as black people, we speak black English. Say, what a sadness. my children going to a preschool, and the teacher, my respect for the teacher, the jet black teacher, but she discriminates my children to recommending it to a high education primary school, prestigious I mean to say. So when I found out from the mom, why are my children not going to this name school, she said, oh, the teacher didn't write the names because she didn't. So I found, okay, she recommend all the clear-skinned children to this prestigious primary school, but it didn't recommend my one. So I said, good, I see the color problem there again. And I'm going to wrap by saying, I listened to a famous program on the radio called Spelling Bee. And the teacher put a young man to spell a word, koinonia. And the young man repeatedly spelling the word, and after the 3 times, the teacher failed the poor child. I said poor because it's poor in the sense that he's innocent to know that when the teacher spelled the word, told him how to spell it, he was spelling it with a K. And then they told him that it's not with a C. And they told him it's not C, it's a K, right? But when the teacher explained, the teacher said that the word was a Greek word. I said, goodness, how are you going to tell a child that is wrong when you are giving the child a Greek word, koinonia, which means God in Greek? I said, you expect the child to spell the proper spelling from a Greek word when you're supposed to be spelling English? One love, respect, Ramadan.
Thanks, brother. The brother shared a lot. And one of the things we touch on, again, I never know this until I got at the workshop with Sister Loretta Logan. It makes sense when they tell me, but I never think about it. And they say, first off, people that Belize, because of colonization, it is said that the language of the country is English. But the language of the people that Creole. Yes, they talk other languages, but Creole are the dominant language of the people. So when you teach the school, you have to teach, especially literacy, as people who English that is second language. Second, not first. So if your mindset or orientation to teaching is not that, that's one of the issues why our children are illiterate. And that's why it's so important when policies are formed that you have people who have credibility, lived experience, not necessarily colonial papers known as degrees. Because all in colonial papers says that you're indoctrinated oftentimes in a Western mindset of what they think an education is. And you know in the work, because if with the work, Belize's most important resource, the people, would have been developed, and so that we have a more developed country because the people are genuinely growing and developing consistently mind, body, spirit. So that's a whole another area of specialization, is teaching to students or to people who English is their second language. And no matter how much time the people who stuck in their mindset, yeah, you know, for talk Creole on TV and radio, you have to talk English, you have to handicap the people then, because when they go to school, the book don't have English. Listen, I just to show you the numbers that the children, the students, they not read none at all. Or minimum, poor. But when I talk in a Creole, because that's my first language, we could understand that, then could understand that. People have their own journeys, and one of the reasons I said to media workers, there are some everyday people who talk very good English, better than me. Respect is due. But the majority will not talk English. But if a media person stick one mic in somebody's face and they ask them one question in English, a lot of time people feel like they have to answer back in English, and then they know a language they're proficient in. And so they make mistakes, and then people take it, make joke, and I feel that way. So I say, listen, especially when I working class people, talk to them in a Creole. If they're comfortable for answering in English, they won't answer in English. But your heart language, That's how you better express yourself, because your first language, whatever your first language may be, might be Garifuna for some people, but that's not what the statistics show. It might be one of the Maya languages, it might be Mandarin, it might be some, but the majority of people that Belize for generation, and anyways, I don't want to get off into that part there, because I'm glad for Hala, when they say Creole, the African descendant, and if you understand that the word Creole, they're not only one mixture of African and British. At the time when, and I think it was the former host, for she was a sister, who bring that to my attention, that it was originally used by European people who born outside a European territory that they call them Criollo. I think that's how you say it in Spanish. And then later on, and this is evidence-based, then they say Africans, whenever born on the continent of Africa, were considered Creole. But somewhat enough we colonized narrative, somebody give we a single hymn sheet, and enough we mind Creole are only British and African descendant, not no go so. But the fact that the colonizers, in Belize's case, the British, may want broke the spirit of African people, separate them from the identity and culture, because remember, they see our African ancestors and ancestors as enslaved chattel, as property. They don't got no soul. They don't, just like how you treat one piece of wood, that's how they feel and treat African descendants that Belize horrible, horrible, and we resisted and resisted and resisted. Anyways, a number of African descendants in Belize, and I never know how I get into this conversation because I have the evidence for sure that up to a certain time period, they still may use African names, talking African languages, because they come from all over the continent of Africa and kidnap and bring most of them. So then they're talking a different languages. Some of them come and talk the same language. So they had to, they find a space, themselves in a new space. They have to find one language where everybody could understand. And the language would then come up with African descendants and African people from the continent of Africa that were later became known as the Creole language. So be very clear on that, that's one of the points of resistance. When it comes to the Maya people were here first. There's no disputing that. They were here in this area first. They have another story, but we're going along with that one there right now. And so we could be proud of ourselves as African descendants, racialized as black people, that for we ancestors and ancestors' language that way, depend on the tongue of most Belizean people. And one of the things then where, you know, with accent, one of the things then where you identify, and anywhere going to the Caribbean, you have some variation in it, because the majority of the Caribbean region, majority of the African descendants racialized as black people, because for we people they enslave most of them and bring for work. Unlike Belize, where there may extraction of timber, mahogany and logwood, there may sugar cane, rice, tobacco, in other Caribbean regions. So language, and then English is a language, but just to make it show you how much the state system they feel. How much years they teach you Spanish, the high school? How much years? How much Belizeans do you know could talk Spanish after sometimes 4 years of high school? Isn't that a red flag? That something not work after all the years. Then they teach Spanish and then they teach English, because English is our language too. But somebody said to me one time that because they teach it as a subject and not as a language. But you get one good, you know, like when you get a good math teacher, like you may just never like math, you're not good at math, even though for we people are the first mathematicians. And then you get one teacher who was just born to teach math, enjoy teaching math, love teach students, and your whole world view changed. Like, my gosh, I never know math so interesting, challenging, useful, exciting. It depends on the teacher. And so that's now another concern. The mindset of school administrators and teachers is very concerning. Me, I'm not the first person to say it. Very concerning. My experience, and the end of this month I'll make 18 years inside the home. If you take out the least 6 months stint where I do, incarcerated, detention center, jail, penitentiary, 2008, 2009. I'll be 18 years since I back home. And I've engaged on and off consistently in some capacity with the education system, either because I have family members, friends, neighbors, journalists. I involve in the school system in different levels. And it's sad to say that people have different measuring stick of what is good, and what is average, and what is not acceptable. Me personally, I wouldn't say that we have now in 2025 one lot of teachers in the classroom where they're there because they genuinely want to teach. They want, and you can't give where you don't live. So even if you have colonial papers, you have a master's and a teacher primary school, that don't make you one good teacher. Based on the relationship you have with yourself, will determine the relationship you have with other people. And you can't fool children. Their children know if one teacher like them or not like them. They know. They know when a teacher got favorite. I should know because I'm a teacher's pet. They know. And based on the vibration of a teacher or a student, it set the tone. Now, we don't even get the classroom management yet, you know. It set the tone for the engagement you're having in the classroom. One number of teachers, too many actually, have colonial papers or degrees for something in education. But very few of them were taught how to teach. There's a methodology, there's a science, it varies for different people. And that's why depending on the, the ethnicity or the culture of the children, a number of things varies. Like, if let's say in our Maya community, it would be preferred if you have one Maya teacher. It makes a difference for the representation in a such case. Not just to have representation for representation's sake, but so we come from the same ethnicity. But all the other things that I'm sharing, such as everything starts from within me. So based on how I treat myself, one be how I treat other people in my home, in my community, the world at large. And there's always an opportunity to take a deep breath. You don't get it the first time, maybe the 15th time you don't get it. You work at it until you get better at it. And so we as the adults really need for just chill and look upon ourselves and say what kind of human beings we. What we left for our children there. I mean, imagine now, Adia, end of this month will make 18 years. So, on my watch, let's say children who I meet when I go home when I'm 5, 23, 24 now. So and we've had for some time now our YUB Educational Foundation based at the Library of African and Indigenous Studies right here upon 3304 Amandala Drive. The library not open for a while because we don't have the resources to pay somebody for the evening to offer the services that are needed. We need more resource centers with people who genuinely care. And 1 year I did it by myself for about 12 students, 6 in primary school, 6 in high school. And I learned which creator I served that year there. For the most part, when children finish their full day at school, the last thing they want, they got on after school program where they yege about homework. That is the last thing what I want. Thanks to Brother Jerry Enriquez, at the time he came in, and the children had never used to know mindfulness, meditation. It took them a while, but they adjust to it. And from listening to them children, how I know, make I go visit some of their homes, because what them children they tell me eyebrow raising. Make I go to some of their school because I don't know. And I visited homes, I went to schools. A number of the students are from St. Martin's. Unfortunately, at that time, this might have been 2018, St. Martin's had a counseling session, counseling process. So some children, and they're never happy about it. Most of them never happy about it. One, they tell me I need to find some business because I always know people business. They couldn't have people house and people school. Well, you know what children, then I got things to tell you. And the one student would tell me that in particular was a math genius. just a math whiz. And when they come up the step, the first thing they tell you is, Auntie, I'm hungry. So they're always hungry. Like Dara say, I got a sister out a community organizer where I work with her as Jane Usher. I got to talk with her on Monday. And they said that they need funding for, they're a working class people, then just to try feed some children. There's one community, I asked her, how much did it take for feed them children that is one school where you talk about per month? She said, about $1,500 Belize dollars, and the person, they don't have to give you money. They could buy the groceries or whatever. But that the hardest thing now for people here that with children, they're hungry, and majority of the time we talk about black children. With children, they're hungry. So there's always space or opportunity for community participation. My number is 671-850, and I usually appeal to the Belizean Americans abroad, even though life the change for you know. One number I know we never expect to see home, we might see you home soon. And then people will realize that not because you live that state mean you're going to bag of money, you struggle just like how we struggle here to meet your bills. And then you have your immigration status to worry about. Even with one green card, life they get real out the road. But at 8:30, the break time. So I'm going to take a quick break and come right back.
En Belice valoramos a nuestras familias.
Welcome back to Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes for this morning, Wednesday, March 26, 2025. The phone number at 280-5848, 280-5848. We're going to take one last break, I believe, at 7:45, and then we don't have much time for community reasoning. This morning, I spent quite a bit of time talking about literacy, the failure of Belizean families, Ministry of Education, church denomination were responsible for the management of a number of the government primary schools that they focus on specifically, I believe there are 58 government primary schools. And the Literacy Alive is described as a vital reading intervention initiative currently undergoing a pilot phase across all government primary schools, specifically targeting students in standards 2 and 3 who encounter challenges in reading proficiency. So then they look only on Literacy Alive, standard 2 and standard 3. So what happened to the children in standard 4, 5, and 6 who are not reading at grade level? What happened to them? So and I cannot believe I forgot the literacy program that before this team came together, Sister Anita Barrett was using this literacy app, and it's the same literacy app that Pell Placencia Elementary Limited is using, and that is the same app that they use for Complement Literacy Alive. Now I know the principal and some of the teachers, people are often resistant to change, right? I remember we don't want independent group, we get strength from the community, the wider St. Bite community. So you have the Ministry of Education, Catholic management, you have the primary school, you have the wider community. So the wider community embrace the intervention once they understand what the situation pan the ground with the students at that primary school. Now infant 1 and infant 2 are also being assessed. Sister Anita Barrett at that meeting last Friday shared how, I think there are 26 letters in the alphabet, so you have to know the 26 letters and 26 songs, I think, something like that. I'm not a specialist. And so she made a show how within like 1 month period, how some of the children are making small gains, but gains nonetheless, let's say in identifying a letter or making the correct song for that particular letter or blend. Again, that one process, we need to be consistent, be compassionate, be kind, be patient. Now I could say all that while yeah. I don't always, that vibration there. The first one for say, another say proud. I just said I'm as human as anybody else, and I got flaws. So the principal and the teachers, and I tell your Sister Anita that are at school almost every day. No, that's not the only thing we do because they support children in sports activities. The sister, they do a lot. They have one family, they do a lot. And remember, she's retired too. So it's very important that the community stay involved in these processes. Parent-Teachers Association meeting, real Parent-Teachers Association meeting are needed. That for we youths, if we not show up for them, how we expect anybody to show up for them? And I know everybody's situation different. I just say we need to press the reset when it comes to literacy, especially I focus on black children. Once they don't know how for genuine, if they're not literate, and literacy not only mean reading. I hear there's a whole lot of parts to it. The part where the testing students from the SCRC, the words per minute, accuracy, and comprehension. So it's important that we learn more about literacy, find out who could help. Like if you don't have a parent and you struggle, maybe check their church. You don't have to go to the church. Just still ask at the school, ask at the library. If somebody that foreigner say, you want to send something for you, yes, I want you to pay for this literacy class for 1 semester for me or for my youth. Or when people, if they ask you, can I give you something, think of things beyond the physical material gift, like one phone, or clothes, or tennis shoes. think of something like maybe for a counseling session or investing in your self-care. Hey, one of my peoples, on the East Coast, Sherlyn Barnett, tune in. I like when my people make I know that they're locked into zinc fence programming. It absolutely matter. I don't know if I'm a giver now. I may forget, I know quiet for a while, I forget things. I may forget for giving the lineup for the news. So immediately after this show, we'll have Morning Stoop on Creme Radio, XTV broadcast it from 9 to 12. And then we'll have breaking news or bringing news when I make the main newscast. That's from 9 to 12. And at 12:30 on Creme Radio will be a full news package. At 3 o'clock, there's a news brief. And at 5:15, there's a full news package on Creme Radio. Here at XTV at 6 o'clock, there's a full news package. So I'm going to say that after I read the news brief this morning, but I'm never ready for it. So I'll just make sure I share that now. So it's absolutely critical. Nobody knows can save we. Nobody knows can save we the oppressed, we the impoverished. Nobody knows can save we. We have to save with self. And we have to be honest about, there's some things that we're doing good. Things that we're doing good, give yourself credit for it. I mean, like, really good things. I want to encourage, March is recognized as Women's Month. For me, Women's Month, that's 24/7, 365. But okay, March is Women's Month. To the sisters in particular, please take time for yourself. We not to take time for yourself. I know I said me, because I really, creator, yeah. And I live my life so for at least, I don't say for one good, I'm 58, I'm 59, May. So, I say I'm good 30 years. I very clear upon my priorities that my well-being, mind, body, spirit must take priority for I could give to anybody else, for share with anybody else, starting with my household. I the creator, then me, then other people in my household. So we have to take time, even if I go for one, I not think I forget. I not forget Belize Diabetes Association Marathon. They walk. I know dep on the app no more. I still encourage Belizeans to do the 10 to 11,000 steps a day. I walk small steps, so it takes me about an hour and a half. But be intentional most days for walk, staying hydrated. One of my people in La Placencia tell me for drop Himalayan salt in the water, forget some nutrients and other source of water to drink. So when I remember I drop in the Himalayan salt in the water, drink your water. I know you have to go to the bathroom a lot, but you drink your water, mind your business. It's very important that we are hydrated, especially in this dry season. Take care of your body, mind, body, spirit. Pay attention to the people where they're wrong you, to the things where they consume, where they listen to, where they read, where they participate in. Make an effort for engage in a high vibration will make you feel good about yourself, that you feel good about yourself, that you could look in at the mirror, in your own eye, and say positive things about yourself. You don't need validation or affirmation from nobody. I mean, if somebody give you a genuine compliment, just say thank you. Put one extra pep in your step. It feels good. It does. It's time for the last break. You're listening to Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes here on XTV simulcasting on Creme Radio, live streaming on XTV Belize YouTube, XTV Belize Facebook page, and you could download the XTV Belize app. Break time.
Enhanced
Welcome back to Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes talk show here at XTV. It's about 10 minutes, to 9 o'clock. We're going to shut up the shop at 9 because morning's too ready for boss way. I engage the community. This morning, I spent a lot of time talking about the responsibility of the wider Belizean community, starting with families, the Ministry of Education, the Christian denomination management of the primary schools, 58 primary schools in the country according to the Ministry of Education website. There's a new Minister of Education, to my knowledge, and always correct me if I'm wrong, that the first time I know of a Minister of Education who was an educator, a principal. Caller, talk to me. I got like 3 minutes.
Greetings, Belize.
Greetings. I got like 3 minutes.
Sister YaYa, we need 1 or 2 minutes to discuss this.
I don't have it, though, brother. I don't have it this morning.
All right. First of all, right, I remember growing up, we had the high state that was rating in Central America and the Caribbean. We never went like 94.
That was only because people could sign their name. That's what the literacy rate meant at that time.
Anyway, right after that, right now, today, I was up way down like in the 50s. Two factors I started where I'm going to pay attention to, people have been studying for the last couple of decades, but 2 major factors responsible for propaganda literally. One was crack cocaine in the late 80s, early 90s, and there's a difference right now with the kids growing up, the north side and south side kids. The north side kids, their parents don't have access to more money. They send their kids to kindergarten, while on the south side kids, they normally don't get to go to kindergarten because their parents don't have the money to send them. So you find that kid where his parents to send them to kindergarten have 1 year to 2 years with pre-kinder and kinder advantage for the average kid from the south side. And basically the classes are taught in the English language now. And just like for me mentally, I had one issue with Spanish at school. I had the top the class in a math, but I had the field Spanish. I never graduated as Spanish until I met a teacher that I could relate to and that could relate to me. Ruben Campos, like you say, and I get 18 as Spanish, and that's why I graduate. All right, so that's very important with the teacher you got and the teaching skills. All right, and like you could find one menu on the internet to cook anything, but there was different things when you cook by taste. Like play music by reading it and playing by ear. So, if while I for example, I remember my mother, if I had said something like, I don't have any applause. With that, I never find some way that they would say, what's that? So I don't wonder why, but my mother teach me to translate right away and to have skills. I mean, to have English. And I don't separate like them and tell people and so when they kids from lawyers and accountants, they speak to their kids in English. So I don't say, well, I went in the place for the talk papa and the talk here. And when I was younger, that's why I think that it was important because of when you go to school, if you don't pass English, the graduate will go to school for 15 years. And if you don't pass English, you don't get a diploma. So, from criminology, one research, I found out that, for example, when they kids the teacher, kids to speak proper on the north side, and they speak proper to them on the south side, and the parrot are it. Right? And behind this the word fuck is very dominant. The hundreds of times that word just behind this as well fill up. Everything that they said that they're helping food, and then parrot that it's very hard. My brother realized when he said he got a nice got a head. The mother said he go in 1 year and fall through the neck. So I find out that now, and then now with the internet, the situation with the internet is that the internet, that like shorthand English, nobody knows the speak proper and internet kind of means the communication and information is, and people, they communicate, and you don't have to spell correct because based on context, you know what the person said. All right, because so with people don't go to the library and they got everything now that the internet and that the telephone. So all these things affect what power literacy rate and
like man say, come here. And when we hear the choir, alright, like my brother said, come celebrate, mean come celebrate. In English. Bakra what we call the white looking Creole mean bakra. And we get in on here because they come here with the sun on the bakra. So you find that means a communication, but then when you go to school, you have to talk proper.
Alright, we have to go follow.
Alright.
But you can call back one another time. I want to stretch talking with you upon it.
Yes, because just like what you have to translate Spanish and the thing like that, but once you want to in a quote, just like that when you're talking in Spanish now, to talking in Spanish, you have to translate that in your mind by English to Spanish. So I say over there kids, when they talk to them proper a quote now, or they answer, they try fight for answer the liar in English, it show up they talk close at the back, then they focus up and translate and communicate.
Respect, brother. Big point.
Right,
thanks.
Respect.
All right. Love. For the light burn, mad knowledge. We have to have the reasoning some more. So yeah, we focused on that. There's a caller who called in from Paine, Punta Gorda town, who according to the caller, the morgue not operate down there for over an year, and dead bodies the rat. Me don't know if that's true that what the caller said. I sent a voice note to the Minister of Health. He usually answer back. I don't know if I just want to wait and see what happened with that. Somebody else called in and contributed to. In his case, he say children when they go to preschool or kindergarten, they recommend children will have less melanin for forward up to infant 1, and they never recommend for him Houston will have more melanin. Colorism is real, prejudice is real, bias is real. So when then it's said to Belizean children with a special interest in black children about how you wear your hair for go to school, that is hair discrimination. It's a form of racism. And then they deny children access to the education because they want to adhere to the European rules of how they wear their hair, which is a violation of the Constitution of Belize. We give Belizeans the right to freedom of expression. Anyways, the security guard when I come in this morning was a rapper, better known as Roger Rushford. Right now, Shane Flowers is at the security booth. The Master Chief Operator here in XTV is Sister Alexis Belial. Big respect for pull up that video, but the welcome center that say invite morning, say invite people. And then we have the Chief Engineer, Technical Person, Brother Cliff Lewis. Downstairs on the second floor at Creme Radio, we have Larry Guerrero, known as Larry G. Today's Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes Reasoning are available at 3:30. It will be rebroadcasted at 3:30 local TV channel time. For a local channel, XTV at 3:30 today. Or you could listen to it at your convenience on Facebook at XTV Belize, on YouTube at XTV Belize. Share the link with people. I really value the time where we have. We couldn't do this behind the zinc without community support. Consistent community support. So we want to say big thanks to everybody. We call in, we listen, we tune in, we share the link, we stretch the talking, we ask questions, we volunteer their time and services. And this only will happen, Belizean people, if we do it ourselves, because nobody now look after for we business like we look after it. And for we children and the unborn one day, that the future Belize. Enjoy the rest of the day. Honor the people and save the people.
Wake up, Belize. 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 Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show my people. Belize our hopes are to needless reason. Nobody feel left out is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah.